Millions of people move from one country to another every year. This is a story that unfolds not in headlines of war and conflict, but in quiet decisions at kitchen tables and in whispered conversations late at night. Many leave not because of bombs falling from the sky. They leave because the life they know is slowly, steadily becoming impossible to live. They are driven by relentless pressures of daily existence. Inability to pay the bills, constant search for a decent job, gnawing fear for their family's safety, corruption that seeps into every corner of society. This is a look at 10 countries people are quietly fleeing right now. Some names may surprise you. Each place has its own complex story and pressing problems that push citizens toward the exit. This is not about grand political statements, though. Let's take a look. Argentina is a vast and beautiful country in South America, a land of sweeping pampas, majestic mountains, and the vibrant cosmopolitan energy of Buenos Aires. It's famous for tango, for its world-class beef, and a deep passion for football. Yet beneath this surface, a relentless economic storm has been brewing for decades. The primary force driving people away is chronic, punishing hyperinflation. Prices for everyday goods can rise dramatically, not just year to year, but month to month. This instability makes planning for the future or even managing the present a constant anxiety. For many, this isn't abstract. It's a daily struggle. A salary that seems adequate at the start of the month can feel meager by the end. People rush to spend their pesos as soon as they get them, knowing their money will be worth less tomorrow. The peso has lost so much value that many have lost faith in it entirely. Small businesses, the backbone of the economy, find it impossible to operate with unpredictable costs. Many are forced to close their doors, leaving behind empty storefronts and another layer of unemployment in a nation already struggling. The dream of a stable middle-class life feels increasingly out of reach, especially for the young. Highly educated, ambitious young Argentinians look abroad for growth and security. Many are descendants of European immigrants. They use ancestral passports, often from Spain or from Italy. They go not because they want to abandon their homeland, but because they feel their homeland has abandoned them. Nestled in the heart of the Balkans, Bosnia and Herzegovina is a country of breathtaking natural beauty, rugged mountains, pristine rivers, cities that bear the architectural marks of the Ottoman and Austro-Hungarian empires. However, its recent history is defined by the brutal war of the 1990s, a conflict that left deep and lasting scars. The political system, created by the Dayton Accords, is incredibly complex and divided along ethnic lines. This political gridlock stifles progress and creates a sense of stagnation. For the younger generation born after the war, the future looks bleak. Opportunities are often determined not by merit, but by political connections and ethnic affiliation. The job market is weak with high youth unemployment. Many jobs are low-paying with little chance for advancement. Starting a business is often crushed by a mountain of bureaucracy and the shadow of corruption. Top students see no path forward. This has triggered a demographic crisis. The country is experiencing a massive brain drain. Doctors, engineers, IT specialists. They leave in droves for Germany, Austria, Slovenia. They seek higher salaries and a functional society where their skills are valued. As people leave, the population shrinks and ages. Small towns hollow out, losing schools, clinics, and shops. Grandparents are left to raise grandchildren. People talk about leaving as if it is inevitable. Which city offers the best prospects? The dream of a stable, unified Bosnia and Herzegovina feels distant. So they pack their bags and leave, one by one, emptying the country of its future. Cuba, a large island nation in the Caribbean, has long captured the world's imagination with its vibrant culture, iconic classic cars, and revolutionary history. The state provides free healthcare and education, achievements it has proudly touted for decades. Yet daily life is defined by frustration and scarcity. Store shelves are frequently bare, cooking oil, soap, medicine, with lines that snake around blocks. State salaries are extremely low, just a few dozen US dollars a month. Some costs are subsidized, but wages are not enough to live on, forcing people into the informal economy or to rely on remittances. Young people, even with degrees, see limited opportunities. They yearn to start businesses, to innovate, to earn a living that reflects their talent. Tight government control stifles entrepreneurial spirit, leaving many feeling trapped. The digital age opened a small window to the outside world. but access is restricted and descent carries risks. Young Cubans want to speak their minds, to travel freely, to participate in a society with more choices. This yearning drives emigration. Routes vary. Some leave legally, sponsored by relatives abroad. Many others risk clandestine journeys, taking to the sea in makeshift boats. The constant exodus, especially of the young, is a significant loss. A nation rich in culture and potential, yet pushed to look elsewhere for a future. Sri Lanka, long known as a tropical paradise of golden beaches, lush tea plantations, and ancient temples. In recent years, paradise was lost to a devastating collapse. Poor management, crippling debt, and external shocks brought the country to its knees. With no foreign currency for essential imports, severe shortages of fuel, food, and medicine hit millions. Power cuts lasted much of the day, crippling businesses and home life. Inflation skyrocketed. Basic foods doubled or tripled. Middle-class families struggled to afford their next meal. Unrest erupted. Jobs vanished. Healthcare teetered without drugs and supplies. The social contract broke. Many saw leaving as the only option. Nurses, doctors, IT specialists, construction workers looked abroad. Middle East, Europe, Australia. Remittances help families and the nation's currency, but the brain drain strips the very people needed to rebuild. Haiti, the world's first independent black republic, shares Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic. Today, unimaginable hardship, political instability, natural disasters, deepening poverty. A fragile, often corrupt government fails to provide basics. Powerful gangs control swaths of Port-au-Prince. Kidnappings, extortion, brutal violence, roads blocked, businesses shut, children out of school. Leaving home can be life-threatening. Haiti lies in the path of hurricanes and on a major fault. The 2010 quake killed hundreds of thousands and shattered infrastructure. Repeated disasters, weak response, homes, schools, hospitals destroyed. Political collapse, rampant violence, recurring disasters. Millions feel they have no choice but to leave. Many cross into the Dominican Republic. Others head north through Central America and Mexico toward the U.S. They seek safety and a living without fear. Remittances are a lifeline, but the exodus drains Haiti of its people and its hope. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation and a top economy, fueled by oil, with global cultural reach in music and film and vibrant entrepreneurial energy. Yet the promise hasn't become reality for many. High costs in Lagos and Abuja, scarce opportunities for millions of graduates, widespread underemployment. Corruption affects everything, from permits to public services, feeding the sense that success depends on connections, not merit. Security weighs heavily. Insurgency in the northeast, banditry and kidnappings on highways, crime in cities, from farms to gated estates, safety is fragile. A massive Japa wave. Doctors, nurses, software engineers, and academics seek stability in the UK, Canada, the United States. Institutions at home are understaffed as talent departs. Remittances help, but the loss of human capital is colossal. The giant of Africa is bleeding its future leaders. Lebanon, once the Switzerland of the Middle East. Beirut, a hub of finance, culture, tourism, diverse communities side by side. The cedar symbol meets collapse, one of the severest economic crises in modern times. The pound lost over 95% of its value. Banks locked people out of their savings. Prices spiraled. Bread, medicine, fuel. The middle class was decimated. Hopelessness spread. The grid delivers only hours of power. Generators fill the gap. Water and hospitals falter. Doctors and nurses depart. Schools are underfunded. The port explosion was state failure made visible. A mass exodus. People of all backgrounds leaving not for a better life, but for a normal one. Seeking places where lights stay on, money is safe, futures can be planned. Doctors, engineers, professors, artists depart to Europe, the Gulf, North America. A heartbreaking flight from a country pushed to the brink. Russia, vast, resource-rich, culturally deep, militarily formidable. Its cities modernized and drew talent. Beneath the veneer, many, especially young, educated, urban, are leaving. Reasons: quiet disillusionment, limited prospects for a stable, prosperous, free future. Stagnation and volatility. Opportunities beyond state-connected sectors are limited. Many look west or to Asia. Costs rise, certainty falls. Social and political claustrophobia, shrinking free expression, crackdowns on independent media, a conservative climate. Tech workers, artists, academics leave to breathe more freely. Recent conflicts and mobilization fears accelerate departures. Many relocate to Armenia, Georgia, Turkey, the UAE, and Western Europe, a quiet vote against the current trajectory. Not long ago, Venezuela was among Latin America's wealthiest, sitting on the world's largest proven oil reserves. In the last decade, a catastrophic collapse triggered one of the world's largest displacement crises. The economy disintegrated. Mismanagement, political turmoil, hyperinflation rendered the believer worthless. Prices doubled in days. Savings vanished. The formal economy stalled. Shelves emptied. Finding food became a desperate hunt. Hunger and malnutrition spread. Public services collapsed. Hospitals lacked water, electricity, basic medicines. Treatable illnesses became death sentences. Schools shut, roads crumbled, the grid failed, violent crime soared. More than 7 million, over a quarter of the population, have left, an exodus without precedent in the Americas. Millions fled to Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, often on foot, with only the clothes on their backs. These are refugees from a complex humanitarian emergency. Families torn apart, a generation displaced. South Africa inspired the world with its transition to democracy. Extraordinary beauty, sophisticated cities, robust economy, strong universities. Yet many with skills and means are leaving, not from state collapse, but from crime, economic stagnation, and failing services. One of the world's highest murder rates outside war. Carjackings, home invasions, robberies, insecurity shapes daily life. Slow growth, very high youth unemployment, vast inequality, limited opportunity. Basic infrastructure falters. Load shedding disrupts businesses, schools, and homes. A critical brain drain. Doctors, accountants, engineers, tradespeople head to the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Every departure weakens services and growth. The Rainbow Nation's dream isn't dead, but many seek their future under different skies. Across these 10 nations, from the economic anxieties of Argentina to the existential fears in Haiti, a common story emerges. It is a story of quiet departures, driven not by a single dramatic event, but by the slow erosion of hope. The reasons are fundamental. The inability to earn a stable living, the fear of violence, the frustration with a system that seems broken beyond repair, the deep-seated human desire for a better future for one's children. These are not abstract political grievances. They are daily struggles that make staying feel more dangerous than leaving. This flow of people is reshaping the world. Each departure leaves a void. A town loses a teacher, a hospital loses a nurse, a family loses a parent, a nation loses a piece of its future. Remittances can be a lifeline, but they cannot replace the energy and innovation that walks out the door. Destinations gain drive and skills. Origins risk deepening stagnation. The decision to leave home is perhaps the most difficult choice a person can make. It means leaving behind family, friends, culture, everything familiar, for uncertainty abroad. It is an act of profound courage, often born of deep desperation. If you had to leave your country tomorrow, where would you go, and why?